Yeah, what's going on, fam? Just wanted to give you guys a quick guide around hunting KILLA. Now, I'm doing all the bosses at the moment. KILLA is one boss, even though he's the same spawn rate as everybody else. It's just the size of the map is so hard to find sometimes. I'm going to take you through the routing, the kit that I use, and all the potential spots that he could sit in. Okay, so my kit of choice that I like to run. I only run the Ash 12, reason being the caliber bullet, the 50 cal. You can actually one-tap his helmet. So KILLA's helmet, he's got a class 6 visor, and then he's also got class 4 for the actual helmet itself. So what you want to aim is the top of his head. If you see him at the back, aim the back of his head or the side ears. Do not shoot his face visor. You're not going to shoot it through with one bullet. You're going to take at least 2 or 3, depending whether it ricochets first or not as well. So what I like to do is just go Ash 12, chuck a Spectre sight or whatever preference scope that you want on top. Run it with a 20 round mag or a 10, doesn't really matter, and go naked. You need 4 flashes because there are spots that we will flash to try and get a voice line from him before we check off the area. Really strong. Injections that I'm going to be running, SJ6 or a Meldonin. Either one. You can do Trimadol as well. That's actually probably good because it's a quick route. It's not going to take you like 20 minutes to run through this whole map. You're going to clear it within 7 to 8 minute routing. So we'll get into it. I'll show you the path. Alright, so Adair side start. Now, if you do spawn over Ollie, there's 2 spots that you have to check in Ollie first. I like to start Adair because the 2 spots in Ollie is good to do at the end rather than do at the start. However, if you do spawn that way, there's no issue. It's still the same routing, the same spots, just a different way to start your starting position, that's all. First things first, Adair stairs, you want to get a flash. Few areas that you got to watch out for, you want to swing it straight middle. If you do hear a voice line, it's either going to come from middle, left, right, potentially underneath as well, if you do get his aggro from there. Now, when you come up, that hole in the wall and these front registers, be careful of KILLA sitting there. Stairs on left and kitchen. Right side register, he sits in the middle. He'll be crouched as well, so sometimes you could miss it. And then also his other spots that he does spawn are underneath. So car parking and escalators, you got to watch out for. You will hear the voice line if you throw that flash. It's going to come deep right. He sits right here at the bottom. And if you want to be really thorough, you can come downstairs and double check his car park entry spawns. So he will sit between these, and he'll sit on the left here as well. So when you do run in from ID, you can peek right. Have a look at these 2 areas beforehand. If you do throw that flash, you will hear the aggro on your right ear muff, or your right ear piece. So just double check the top first. If you didn't spot him on top, but you heard the voice line, he's going to be bottom. Next, we're going to run Trend. We'll go upstairs. We're going to go check SUSHI and TARDUCKS. Okay, so once you get to SUSHI and TARDUCKS, you want to get a flash. You want to throw it deep. Wait for the voice line. If there's nothing, obviously he's not here, but where he does sit, left side corner of TARDUCKS. And for SUSHI, he sits anywhere at the front, and he can be inside as well. So he'll sit anywhere here, he can sit along the left in the middle. One spot that he does rotate to or spawn in, which is really weird, is actually in here as well. So he can sit in TARDUCKS, or he can sit in SUSHI. Both rooms are pretty much identical on each side. He can be in either of these as well. So just double check those if you want to be thorough. Same thing with TARDUCKS. In the hallway, there's 2 same rooms similar to SUSHI. Double check that as well. Now we're going to run down to check GOSHAN and brutal spawns. Now when you come to the middle escalator, one thing you can do, you can actually sight and see if he's standing in the middle of GOSHAN. Now if he's not there, I like to hop on the left side of this escalator, run down, watch my right side, and then rotate into Mantis. Only reason why I rotate to Mantis instead of pushing straight through the middle, KILLA sits in the top left of brutal, or he sits in the back right. Now he will aggro you as soon as you start running down this. So the reason why I jump on that is so that way I can dip left when he pushes me. Otherwise, if you run straight, you're just opening yourself up to a free line of sight. You're just going to get beamed straight off the bat. Run all the way to GOSHAN. We're going to go check out a few spawn points here. Now, this is one of the most easiest spots if he does spawn here. You want to come to this box, you want to crouch and slow lean right peek the forklift. His head will show right here. His visor's going to look at you, so just aim top of head. Easy kill if he spawns forklift. If he doesn't, he's going to sit left of these boxes, so behind. He can also be at the very back shelves, and he can also sit at the right side of the shelves, right here. So best thing to do is either once you check off forklift and you check off box, just come here,
throw something deep, flash deep or something like that, you're going to get aggro from that point, this point, and also you can sit in front of the escalators too. So that flash is more so just for a check off rather than to try and get this positioning. You can get them from the angles pretty easy. Brutal's very simple. Obviously, if you get the aggro from forklift, from escalator, you're just gonna have to fight him. Otherwise, you can run up to this pillar and you can slow lean right peek where he stands on the right side, or if he spawned left, exactly the same thing. Slow lean right peek. That's all you want to do. Every time you fight him, you want to come from a right peek advantage. Now, ADIK. Really funny spot, this one. Be careful, he can spawn between this box and pillar, and he will be crouched and completely hidden. Always look there. If you don't, you're gonna just waltz past him, he's gonna crouch up and he's just gonna murder you. The most freest spot though is right here on ADIK. So slow walk this corner, his gun will stick out before you actually see his body. So if you see a RPK or anything like that sticking out, literally switch to full auto and just go hard. You just walk up to him, hit fire him, he's gone. After the ADIK spawn, we're going to rotate to Ollie. So at Ollie, he's got a couple of points that he does spawn at. What I like to do is hold a flash and throw it deep. You're going to get voice line. Once that goes off, you're going to have a voice line either from the left, which is tent. He can sit between these two metal sheets as well, so just be careful of that. Otherwise, you're going to get the aggro voice line from his top spawn. Now, what I like to do, if he's not sitting there, I'll rotate left a little bit and look at his tent spawn. So he spawns inside the tent on this corner here. You can actually see his head through this little gap. Really hard during nighttime if you're doing night running, but you can spot it. Another spot that he does sit as well is behind this van, so just be careful of that when you push the corner. Otherwise, if he did aggro you on top, if he does voice line when you threw that flash on the top spawn, he will rotate to you, so just be careful. Don't come up this escalator looking back. Take it slow, listen out, because his steps, you'll hear him. He will rotate to around this middle point here if he didn't move off his front side. So literally he'll sit around these boxes. Just obviously try and hold a head peek advantage on him. If he didn't move off his spot that he aggroed you at front Ollie, sometimes he sits at the front on the left. Otherwise his main spot that he sits is right here between wood and forklift. Really straightforward and simple. After you do the routing, obviously just take bagless exit. That's the best extract to take once you've either killed killer or you're just trying to reset.
Once you've done the pathing, the easiest ways to get off the map are through these two routes to get to bagless exit. One at the back of Goshan, you want to take the back drop down. Just right here. Now second spot from the back of Goshan again. You want to come out to Emicon side ramps, and then these two shipping containers right here in between, there's actually a jump spot. Not many people know of it, but you can just literally come through the fence with the green shipping, and you're straight over and out. Little bit more risky because you're exposed to ramp campers, you're exposed to obviously bush campers and stuff like that on the jump down, but this is really straightforward and easy. And that's the killer pathing done. Obviously, depending on your spawn, you just rotate through ID or you rotate through Ollie. Really straightforward.
He was top.